What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's agenda, I want to get the front end of this Hilux all finished up. So first things first, I want to put the hood on, the grill on. That little lower valance piece needs to be all bolted together. I did buy new blinkers. The only place I could find them was, I think, in Thailand. So I haven't got those yet. Once we get those blinkers in, we can bolt those in. I'm just about the factory ones just because they mount into that lower valance and they look good, they work, so might as well just use the factory ones. So we got that. And now the hardest part, I gotta figure out a front bumper. I really don't like the factory bumper. It's just really, I don't know, it's really ugly. And the one I have is all bent up anyway. So I want to build something. And you guys know I've built a lot of bumpers for four-wheel drive trucks, like lifted trucks, but that is a whole different ball game than a lowered two-wheel drive. So I got to figure something out to look good. I have no idea what I'm going to build. That's why I kind of want to get the whole front end on, get the hood, the grill, everything with the front end together, and then I can kind of get a better visual on how something will look. I think I'm going to grab some cardboard like I usually do, building all my bumpers, and kind of just mock something up out of cardboard, and then we'll go from there. So that's kind of the game plan today. Got to figure out a bumper. I'm excited, but I'm a little stressed out just because I don't know what to build for. I don't know like the style even, and I've never really seen people build bumpers for two-wheel drives. So that is what we got to figure out today. Let's hop right into this one. All right, we got our extra rough draft drawn up here out of cardboard, and I think I like it. One thing I think I'm going to change is instead of doing a cutout for the blinker like this and mounting the blinker behind it, I'm just gonna mount the blinker in the bumper. So I'm gonna fix that. But all this other stuff looks really good. I'm liking the splitter. I might go a little bit bigger on the splitter. That was just kind of a quick mock-up just to kind of get the look of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna build this main flat piece that comes across here. We got one bend in it here, which is gonna be very easy to do on our little press brake. But I'm gonna build that whole section and kind of get the mounts worked up. I might actually use these factory mounts, kind of make these work, just because I already got them. I mean, yeah, I could build them really quick, but I already got these, I might as well use them, and they already got the holes and everything. We can bolt them right on. The only thing I'll probably have to do is just cut this front off as angled down. I'll just cut that up, weld it across, and weld it right to the bumper, and these just slide right back through that little hole there and bolt right into the frame. So that's gonna be super easy. This bumper is looking good. I'm liking the look of it. It's kind of a little bit more aggressive. I got to figure out something with these sides just to kind of close that in and clean up the ends of it, but I'm liking the look of it. So let's get this drawn up on some steel. I wanted to make this whole bumper out of 14 gauge, but I don't have any. I'm just gonna make this main, just because it mounts to the frame, this main center section out of 11 gauge. And then once we get that built up, the rest I'm gonna do out of 14 gauge, just because it's gonna be a lot easier to work with, gonna be lighter, and we're not building for strength. This is purely for looks. All right, right, we got this bumper section drawn up, ready to cut. Now I want to go over tools real quick for cutting. You guys see me go back and forth between the cold cut saw from Evolution and the plasma cutter. Now they both have their ups and downs. Now this saw, very nice because it's a cold cut saw. It doesn't put any heat into the steel. It cuts very straight, very clean. There's no cleanup at all when you're done cutting. You just cut it and you're good to go. Now the one downside I have found with this saw is these inside corners. So in order to cut this corner, this line right here, you're gonna have to stick the saw, you know, in and try to just bury that blade into the steel and cut it that way. It's honestly, I've tried it, it's kind of sketchy. So the inside corners like that, it's nice to just grab the plasma torch and zip that out. I just take a piece of flat bar and just run this guide right along it, get a nice clean straight cut. Now as far as the plasma cutter goes, it's very fast, especially when you get the hang of using a guide. You can just set it up, zip out and cut really quick. But the one downside I found, especially in the middle of winter, this thing off gases, like burning this, when you're burning the steel, it gases off, it completely smokes out the shop. That stuff is terrible for you to breathe. So in the middle of winter, it's hard to leave the door open and air it out because it'll be 10 degrees in here. So I'm going to use this as least as I can, just because I want to keep the shop warm. So all these outside cuts, like that cut right there, these cuts right here, I'm gonna do with a cold cut saw, and then I'll come back through with the plasma and hit all these little areas here. If you guys do want to check these Evolution saws out, these are super nice saws. You can find these at Evolution Power Tools. I actually have a discount code for you guys. Save you guys 5% off of a saw. I'll have it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. So you can see the difference between the cold cut saw and the plasma. So we got to go through and grind all that slag off. Over here with the saw, we don't have to do anything. It is perfectly clean. It is cold. It doesn't put any heat into that metal. It's very handy to use that saw when you can. Hey, I want to stop you guys real quick. If you are digging this bumper and want to build one like it or identical to it, I have made up the plans for this bumper now. I've made these super simple. This is all drawn up on a sheet of paper, all to scale. So you just cut it out, you trace it on your steel, and you cut the steel out, weld it together. Super simple. I don't even think you need to pull out a tape measure, as long as you have something to cut steel with. Now, honestly, with what we build this bumper out of, 1/8 inch or 12, even 14 gauge, you could honestly probably do it. It obviously is going to take a little more time, but you could probably do it with a cutoff wheel. I would highly recommend getting one of those Evolution cold cut saws. It's going to save so much time, but honestly, with very simple tools and a little knowledge on how to weld, you can build one of these bumpers. Let's check out these plans. I'll kind of show you guys what's going on with them. So this is just a test run right here. Obviously, it's not going to have some of this in. It's going to be edited a little bit different, but how you use this is you just cut these out, and you can see it's labeled with what you need to bend, and you just cut this out, throw it on your steel, trace it on your steel, cut the steel out, and weld it together. There's no measuring involved. There's no figuring. You just cut and you just weld. It's super simple. Now, if you guys want to check these out, I'll have it linked up in the corner to my website. Also, in the description box, I'll have a link to my website. Now, I do have other plans. If you guys aren't familiar with my channel, if you're new to the channel, I do have other bumper plans as well. For like the 1st gen Tacoma, I built bumpers front and back for that. For 3rd gen 4Runner, 3rd gen Toyota pickups, and they also fit the 2nd gen 4Runners. I got a few bumper plans up there. If you guys want to check them out, like I said, I have my website linked down in the description box. You guys can head over there, check it out, see if you see something you like. All right, we got the whole bumper ground out, ready to go for what we're gonna do for paint. And I just wanna show you guys the game changer. I ground the entire bumper with this grinder. This is a 7-inch, I believe. Let me look. This is another one I had, yep, 7-inch flap disc. So I only used one disc, and you can see this thing still probably works like brand new. And it took me an hour to do all this weld here along the whole top, down here along the whole bottom. Usually that would take, with a 4.5-inch grinder, that'd probably take twice as long. So if you guys want to check out one of these, I'll link one down in the description box where you can find it, along with these flap discs. Well, that's it, guys. Bumper is together now. I haven't completely decided if I'm totally in love with it. I do really like the splitter and the canards on the side. I think without those, it would look kind of funky, but after I added those, I think it turned out really good. Just the splitter and those canards really make the front end look a lot better. Makes it look a little bit lower, much more aggressive. I think once we get a little bit of paint on this thing and kind of match it to the truck, I think it'll look a lot better. So that is what we got to tackle next video. We got to give this thing a paint job. So originally I was planning on just clear coating it, just grinding everything out, leaving it all bare, and just doing a clear coat on top of that. But with the bumper on the truck, I don't know. I don't think I like that. I think I want to do like some sort of patina paint job on it just to kind of match the truck. Plus, I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. Just to paint the bumper, scratch it up, get it to rust, and then do our clear coat over that. So I think that would be a lot more fun than just grinding the bumper out and then putting our clear coat directly over that. And like I said, guys, the bumper plans are 100% ready to go. If you guys like this bumper and want to build one, head over to the website. I'll have it linked out in the description box. Super, super easy plans to follow. It's literally trace the template onto your steel, cut it out and weld it together. You don't have to measure anything out. It's very, very simplified. And if you guys got basic tools, basic grinders and cutoff wheels, you can do this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want you to go drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the bumper. Now, I do plan on doing a few other things to the exterior of the truck. So that being said, I think once we're completely done with the truck, I think the bumper is going to go with the other things we're going to do to the truck. So that being said, go drop a comment, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.